Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, pour the wine. No, seriously, grab the big glass because you are not going to believe what just popped into my head. I was scrolling through my memories today, and I suddenly remembered that whole fiasco with my ex. You know, the one I dated right before I had my glorious, rainbow-colored awakening and realized I am strictly 100% only into women. Yeah, that guy. Let's call him Brad, because he was such a Brad. I need to spill this tea because looking back on it now, it is equal parts hilarious and infuriating. It's honestly a masterclass in how men have the absolute audacity to treat our bodies like customizable video game characters. So, let's set the scene. I was deep in my alt-girl aesthetic, trying to navigate this relationship that was doomed from the start. I felt like he only liked me for the aesthetic, you know? Like I was this edgy accessory he could show off. I've got the lip ring, the septum, the earrings, and the nostril stud. I love them. And this is a huge, traumatizing, but you remember what happened with my navel piercing. It was a literal horror movie. It rejected. It means your body treats the jewelry like a splinter and slowly pushes it out through your skin. It was oozing, red, and inflamed. It left nasty scar tissue. So keep that trauma in mind. One day, Brad and I are just hanging out, and out of the absolute blue, he turns to me. He's got this glint in his eye, looking at my chest, and he asks me the one question I never wanted to hear. I froze. I literally felt my ovaries shrivel up. Brad had just asked, "Hey, have you ever considered getting your nipples pierced?" Now, I'm not a prude. Aesthetically, yeah, nipple piercings are gorgeous, but practically for me, absolutely not. I turned to him and I was very gentle, very logical. I gave him the full PowerPoint presentation. Point number 1, the pain. I am terrified of that specific pain. Point number 2, healing. I'm a stomach sleeper. And point number 3, my body is a traitor. I reminded him about the belly button incident where my body literally pushed the metal out. I said, I am not risking disfiguring my chest just for some jewelry. It's not happening. I thought that was it. I communicated a boundary, explained my fear, and assumed he got it. LOL. Joke was on me. A couple of days pass and we're walking through the mall, and he brings it up again. Man, I just saw this picture of a girl with piercings. You'd really look so good with them. I felt this spike of annoyance. I cut him off and said, listen, I'm not doing it. End of discussion. Later that night, I even sat him down and told him that his nagging was making me feel insecure, like my body wasn't enough for him. He sighed and promised, okay, I understand. I won't bring it up again. I like you for you. But that was a total lie, because 1 week later, he did something unforgivable. So fast forward about a week, we are chilling at his place and everything is fine. I have let my guard down, I am unsuspecting, and then, surprise, surprise, he looks at me, gives me this once-over, and says the sentence that actually broke the camel's back. So, he starts with this sickeningly sweet tone. I know you don't want to, but I just think it would be so hot if you got them pierced. Like, I would really, really like it. Just think about it for me. Fuck it. Something inside me snapped. It was like a rubber band popping. I was done explaining the biology of piercing rejection. I was done expressing my vulnerability. I realized in that moment that he didn't care about my pain. He didn't care about the risk of scarring. He only cared about his boner. He only cared about what he thought was hot. I realized that logic wasn't working. Emotion wasn't working. So I needed to speak his language. I needed to reflect his energy right back at him. I didn't yell, I didn't roll my eyes, I went dead calm. I put on my best, most loving, most genuine girlfriend face. I leaned in, looked him deep in the eyes, and batted my eyelashes. You know, I said, my voice dripping with honey. You're right. Piercings are super hot. And you know what I've always thought would be so hot? He perked up, thinking he won. I smiled a shark smile and said the thing that ruined his day. He looked at me all excited, asking what? And I looked him dead in the eye and said, if you got your dick pierced. I saw him freeze. His eyes widened just a fraction, but I wasn't done. I leaned closer and whispered, right through the tip. Girl, I wish I had a camera. I physically felt him recoil. His legs clamped shut so fast I thought he was going to bruise his knees. His face went pale. He looked at me with absolute horror, his hands instinctively covering his crotch like he was protecting the crown jewels from a sledgehammer. He literally yelled out, "Oh, Jesus, no, that would be so painful. Oh, God, why would you say that?" I sat back, folded my arms, and gave him the most satisfied nod of my life. "Exactly," I said. "Painful, right? Scary, hard to heal, a horrifying thought. Yeah, exactly." The silence that followed was delicious. It was the sound of a man realizing he had absolutely no leg to stand on. And guess what? He never, ever brought up my nipples again. It's funny, isn't it? It's all beauty is pain when it's our bodies on the line. But the second you suggest a needle going near their precious wand, it's a humanitarian crisis. Honestly, that should have been the moment I broke up with him, but looking back, that was the victory. So, whenever a man suggests I do something painful for his viewing pleasure, I just suggest a Prince Albert. It works every time.